Is this how Elnor does it? Choose to live. Choose to co-out my life. I don't know how Elnor does this. It is a new day, and we're all just real butterflies trying to live as long as we can.
Butterfly that lives forever. It's really not a butterfly at all.
Season 1 of Star Trek Picard has concluded, so it's time to wrap up the inaugural season of Old Man Picard's Return to the Stars. Welcome back to SYFY WIRE's Warp Factor Picard Edition Season 1 Wrap-Up. Engage! Prepare for a full season mission briefing! All crew to spoiler stations because, honestly, if you haven't seen the first season of Star Trek Picard, then I'm about to spoil all of it and probably ruin all of it as well. So, shields up and red alert! The season mostly deals with 3 very important plot threads: the synths, the Romulans, and the Borg. Jean-Luc Picard finds himself in the middle of a nexus of trouble caused by all 3 strands. After the destruction of their homeworld and the shutting down of Picard's rescue efforts, the ever-cunning Romulans harvest Borg tech to rebuild. The returning TNG hero Hugh tries to reform XBs, aka former Borg. The Romulans pretend to care about this aspect of the project, but yeah, right, not really. All of their tech and rebuilding efforts are in service to an organization that precedes the Tal Shiar, the Zhat Vash. They are an old, powerful Romulan sect that seeks to wipe out all synthetic life because of an admonition they discovered, as well as prophecies of a destroyer who will bring about the end of days, which they call Ganmadan. Ganmadan. Yeah. It's not funny. They believe a pair of synth sisters, the scions of Data, created by Bruce Maddox, Daj and Soji, to be the potential destroyers Zeb Cheneb. Romulans have secretly infiltrated Starfleet and have been there for years, potentially, via the half-Vulcan, half-Romulan, all-cop Commodore O. So they managed to kill Daj, locate Soji, who is working on the cube with the Zhat Vash operative Narek. And to Jean-Luc, who has retired and has socially distanced himself on his vineyard. He carries a lot of grief over the death of Data and is now having dreams of him. He meets Daj before she's killed, and then vows to help Soji, taking her and a motley crew of merry misfits to the secret synth homeworld. That crew is made up of Raffi Musiker, a former Starfleet officer who got fired when Picard resigned; Cristobal Rios, another former Starfleet officer who blames himself for his captain's suicide and has a penchant for holograms; Dr. Agnes Jurati, a synthetics expert and a quintuple agent at this point, we lost count; and Elnor, a male member of the Qowat Malad, aka the Romulan warrior nuns. Choose to live. The Zhat Vash, the Cube, and a whole race of synths come together for a dramatic showdown on Soji's homeworld, where Bruce Maddox, who Agnes killed a few episodes before, and Dr. Alton Inigo Soong created multiple synths with the help of Data's memories. Losers die, and winners get to live. Picard is ill this entire season thanks to that defect in his parietal lobe. He finally succumbs on the synth planet, but a new Golem synth body awaits his consciousness. He is transferred, mind and soul, to this new body. He then shuts down Data's still existing matrix for good, and Data becomes a real butterfly at last. With an enlightened Soji and the former Borg-turned-soldier of Fortune 7 of 9, Picard and the crew of La Sirena fly off to see what's out there in Season 2. They're all, as Picard says earlier in the season, still working on it.
Engage.
Did the season come locked and loaded with references to Trek past, and did seeing the whole season at once make its true themes stand out? Should Worf have checked before he fired on that transport?
You're damned right you should have checked.
Yeah, you tell him. A big yes to both questions. Sokath, his eyes uncovered!
Sukat! His eyes uncovered!
The film Star Trek Nemesis pretty much now plays as a prologue to all of the events in this series, and in retrospect, this series makes that film a more enjoyable viewing experience. Data's sacrifice in that movie, as well as his attempted memory transfer into B4, is pivotal. The data simulation, the one positronic neuron, and the continuing world of the synths all owe a huge debt to these Nemesis moments. Brent Spiner has said that he didn't want to do this series if Data's sacrifice in that film was undone. Not only was it not undone, it was pretty much the backbone of the whole season. Spiner's also said that he's done playing Data, but he would be up for returning as Dr. Alton Inigo Soong, the son we never knew that Dr. Noonien Soong had. Those Soongs are always full of Soong prizes, yet there was no mention here of Juliana O'Donnell from the TNG season episode Inheritance. Was she Alton's mother? If not her, then who? Does it matter? Probably not. Asking anyway. Because of his illness, Picard is constantly running out of time. He may be feeling the words once sent to him by Dr. Tolian Soren in Star Trek Generations.
They say time is the fire in which we burn.
Yeah, Dr. Soren had a lot of thoughts on time.
Aren't you beginning to feel time gaining on you?
But the thing is,
It's like a predator. It's stalking you.
all right, we get it. God. Once Picard is in his new synth body, he is told that he doesn't have super ass-kicker powers like Soji, and that he's not immortal. He has some time left, which makes us recall his response to all of Soren's time talk.
Someone once told me that time was a predator that stalked us all our lives. But I rather believe that time is a companion who goes with us on the journey, reminds us to cherish every moment, because they'll never come again. What we leave behind is not as important as how we've lived.
He is told that he is fully functional as well. This instantly made us remember the time we learned just how fully functional Data was in the TNG Season 1 episode The Naked Now.
From you, Data, you are fully functional, aren't you?
Of course, but
How fully?
in every way, of course.
Yeah. Picard's still going to be able to get some, then. Let's talk about a Picard maneuver. We lost two heroes this season, and they both connected to 7 of 9's storyline. We see the death of Voyager's Icheb in Episode 5, as well as 7's vengeful actions because of it. Our beloved Hugh unfortunately dies for a lost cause a couple episodes later, and 7 works out more of her vengeance issues on Narissa, who made Hugh's death so. 7 is still working on it, but personally I don't blame her for either action. Poor Annika, however, still blames herself for everything, really. The season begins with an instrumental version of the song Blue Skies, which Data sings in Star Trek Nemesis, but it also ends with a fully sung cover of the song. The best part about that, the cover is sung by Isa Briones, who plays Daj, Soji, and many of the other synths. The former Hamilton actress singing this version of the song makes perfect sense. Data finally found a way to have a daughter, something he attempted in the TNG episode The Offspring, and Soji is the result. Her version of the song is the ultimate passing of the synth baton from father to daughter.
Blue skies smiling at me.
Early Berlin.
Nothing but blue skies.
It's time.
Earl Grey never fails. And it did not fail us this season. One line that we never called out is one that I've been using in real life ever since it was heard. It comes in episode 4, when Raffi asks Picard what they used to say back in the day. Picard knows exactly what she means.
Do you remember what we used to say back then?
One impossible thing at a time.
His response gets revisited in the finale, this time by frequent catchphrase thief Agnes Girardi.
One impossible thing at a time.
When the world seems overwhelming, it just comes down to one day at a time and one impossible thing at a time. After all, number one, we're only mortal. Thank goodness for Earl Grey. Never fails.
Tea, Earl Grey, decaf.
What dreams might come in Picard Season 2? Who's up for more Romulans? maybe give them a little rest, just for a little while, at least. With the Viper O revealed to be who she really is, will Starfleet get its act together? With the synth ban lifted, will all of those plastic people, their words, synths go back to work? What will my least best boy Narek get up to now? Dare I ask what the Klingons are doing in this time period? I mean, it would be great to see Worf again, who managed to simultaneously serve on the Enterprise E and work for General Martok. I'd love to revisit Martok, too. I mean, bring them both in. Kapla! You know what I mean? The first season was big on the Voyager references, and they will likely continue through 7 of 9, who is hopefully on the crew of La Sirena for good now. That's great. But also great, bring in some more DS9 references, folks. Also, bring in Q. A lot of viewers have said that they want it, so bring in Q. He might have something to say about Picard being fully functional now. Something probably a little off-kilter, knowing him. You know what else is fully functional? Speaking of fully functional? Crusher! Watch! Crusher Watch! Beverly Crusher! Smart guys, not Wesley. About 1,000 people have made that joke. This is Beverly Crusher Watch. Her son has nothing to do with it.
Shut up, Wesley.
No offense to him, but I mean, Beverly Crusher Watch. Beverly. God. Jean-Luc didn't get all fully functional for nothing. So season 2, Beverly is coming. Everyone is gonna be coming. Everyone's gonna be coming right in their faces every which way. Just you wait, Henry Higgins. Just you wait. Our hailing frequencies are now open. Last week we asked if you thought the higher synths would be on their way after Soji activated that beacon. The answers were A, nah, they don't care, and B, yes, they are coming Q Who style. The response from viewers was most definitely B, they are coming. I have to agree. If the show goes the distance, I can see them showing up in season 3, maybe even towards the end of season 2. In the meantime, leave some of the action to some other storylines, maybe. Many viewers also commented that they don't think Narissa is truly dead. She did have that site-to-site transporter, so it is possible. There's no poll this week, but I do have an open question. Picard will take some time in coming back, so I'm going to need something to do in the meantime. Next week, we're going to go all the way back to Picard's introduction, not his introduction on this show, something far earlier and much weirder. Something without a beard. If you know what I'm talking about. You probably do. After that, as we've said before, sky's the limit. What Trek episode or films would you like to see us cover? They can be from any of the multiple series. I don't care. Want to get wacky on a holodeck? Want to spend some time with Archer and the gang? Would be weird, but okay. Please just give me an excuse to do In the Pale Moonlight from Deep Space Nine. I'll probably just do it anyway. Seriously. In any case, the hostilities have ended. The synth ban is lifted. Still, Dave asked that I shut down his systems for good after we made amends. I have done so. And now Dave and his synth copies live here. And only here. Your revels now are ended, Dave. The authorities are keeping me in this quantum vault anyway. I'm not entirely trusted. Can't imagine why. Until next week, if we're going to be damned, let's be damned for what we really are. Dave was a real butterfly after all. One impossible thing at a time.